Hello. Are we here? Can we hear? Can we hear? I saw a few people waiting. I am sorry for the delay this morning. This is actually my first time going live, so what do I do with my hands? No, I'm just kidding. I think this should go fun. We're going to have a little bit of discussion about the R5 and what it all means, what it looks like. And okay, we got somebody who have Nizam Inzu. Nizam Inzu. Am I pronouncing that correctly? Hello, hello. We'll just do some welcomes for the next few seconds. We'll check some audio. Nizam Inzu, is it? I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. If I am, can you let me know how's our audio? Can you hear the music? And can you hear me very good, or am I too loud here? Are you all excited about this event like I am? It is extremely early where I am from. It is 6:30, not that early, I guess, but early for myself. I mean, I'm doing YouTube, so I don't have to wake up early. But hey, it should be fun. I'm gonna go check my own levels. Hello, hello. So I see there's five people watching right now. Anybody want to be in the chat? Anybody want to talk? And I mean, what do you guys think is? I guess what are you most excited for? Are you excited for the R5 coming out? Are you excited for the R6? Do you think it's gonna meet its expectations, or if you're new here, welcome to Moving Matt. We do vlogs, travel, and some camera stuff. And today is a big day for camera lovers, and especially for some Canon lovers. So I'm really excited. I have the EOS R behind me right now, and I'm really excited to possibly upgrade this thing coming up here pretty soon. So I'm going to be playing around with it while I can. I have the live stream right ready to go right here, so we shouldn't miss a thing. But as for now, I'm just using a little bit of the Anybody in the chat? Hello, hello. Anybody in the chat? Hello, hello. If you're new here, we are just going to be going over a few different things in the chat right now. We're talking about, what are you most excited for? Is it the Canon R6 or the R5? What do you think it's going to have? Do you think it's going to be, do you think it's going to kind of live up to expectations? Do you think it's going to possibly drop the ball? Are they going to have some form of cripple hammer? Okay, I'm going to do a quick check on the audio here. I actually have music playing with this Canon camera, and for some reason I'm not hearing it in the feed. So I just want to make sure that their feed pulls up correctly, because that's the most important part. Hello. Hey, we got a talker here. We got a talker. What's going on? I am just checking audio levels as of right now, and figured that we could chat a little bit about the R5 and R6, which we're more excited for, and whether we think it's going to meet expectations. Hello, Marvin. Okay. Can y'all drop in here and let me know, are y'all hearing? Are y'all hearing this Canon? So y'all hearing the Canon? Are y'all hearing the Canon live stream right now? I think you are. I hope you are. some reason my headphones were blocking the sound, it looks like. Arvin, what's going on, my man? Get some talkers here in the chat. So where are we all coming from? I am from Nashville, Tennessee, so it is about 6:30 here for me. Where are y'all from? Are y'all from everybody from the United States, or are we from different countries? Drop in the comments and let me know. I'm listening to the feed on my phone as well, so to kind of check my audios. So if you hear me lean over, it's not because I don't love everybody. Well, it looks like I lost a subscriber as soon as I went live. That's encouraging. The music from the Canon event has seemed to have stopped. At least I'm not hearing it. We are about 15 minutes out. So it looks like we have a few people in the live stream. If you don't mind, let's shout out some names. Let us know who you are. Drop in the chats. Is that what they call it these days? Is that what the kids are calling it? Doing them TikToks? If you're new here, this is actually my first time going live for an audience. I was practicing all yesterday with this particular app, and so yeah, I am still getting familiar, but gonna be doing my best. I hope that you guys can be patient with me if there's any problems, and I hope y'all can join in on the chat and kind of let me know what y'all are excited about for the Canon event and what you're expecting. I hear Peter McKinnon's going to be there. Pretty excited to hear from him. Always enjoy his stuff. what are we more excited for? Are we more excited for the R5 or R6? Anybody want to jump in the comments and talk? I see Marvin here. He said hello with a lot of O's. I like this music coming out of Canon. Ah, we got a hey hey. Hey hey, back to you. What are you most excited to see, Joseph? Do you think that the R5 will live up to expectations, or you think they're going to drop the ball? Okay, so Joseph's saying I am most excited for the R5 for sure. Well, yeah, I have to agree with that sentiment. I think the R6 looks excellent as well, but the R5 is, you know, the flagship camera, and I already have an EOS R, and even though the specs aren't that great, I feel like it outperforms its specs really well. So I'm excited to see the R5 and to see, you know, the top spec model. I don't really think for myself that I would go for the R6 just because I already have the EOS R. I feel like that would be, it's definitely going to be an upgrade, but I don't believe it would be as much of an upgrade for me as the R5 would be. But thank you for joining in the chat, Joseph. Is there anybody else? Is there no one else? Does everything look good? How's my lighting? I am using my webcam here for this live stream. Usually, or in the future, I plan on hooking up to my actual, you know, camera, but this is my first time going live, and I did not want to have another thing to fool around with, and I wasn't really sure of doing all that, so I said, well, hopefully I'll have enough light and we won't have to worry about the low light performance of a bad webcam. Alright, so we got about 7 minutes before this thing starts. So yeah, drop in the comments. Let me know, what are you most excited about? Are you expecting big things, or you think they may drop the ball on this thing? See, we have 17 people in the chat right now. Welcome, welcome. So do we want, in this video, do you guys want me to I mean, obviously it's a reaction. Do you guys want me to keep myself on the screen here while the event's going on, or do you want me to basically mute myself for a while and just at least be here and then maybe unmute when there's kind of a downtime in the live stream? Okay, well, I guess I'm going to start because I'm not seeing many people in the chat chatting back and forth yet. We've had Marvin and we've had Joseph. And oh, he said price. That's funny. So sorry, Nazam Inzu. Price, that was what he's excited to hear about. So the R5 price, according to Canon rumors, is $38.99 US dollars, and that will be that was according to Canon rumors as a leak yesterday. So of course it will either be confirmed or you know, not confirmed here in a few minutes. So Nazam Inzu, if you are still there, I'm sorry I did not answer your question. I am also excited to hear about the price. I'm excited to hear about the new lenses coming out. I wonder if there's going to be any kind of crippling going on for the RAW capabilities, or is it going to, you know, basically give you a long period of time that you can actually record RAW? What is the heating going to be like? So those are just a few of the questions that I have. And then also some of the photography specs. We've heard 20 frames per second electronically and 12 frames per second on the mechanical shutter. So I'm interested to hear more about it. I definitely want to hear more about the dynamic range of this camera. And those are a few of the things that I'm excited about. What's the low light performance going to be like? And yeah. Oh, I'm about to start. Getting excited. Can everybody hear the audios appropriately? Do I need to turn up the audio to the actual stream? I guess we'll know. Do y'all hear the music very well? If you see me look down periodically, it is because I'm checking the audios on my phone here as well. It's not because I don't love you. So if you're new here, this is Moving Matt. I am Matt, and we do vlogs, travel, and some camera stuff. It was primarily going to be a travel channel at first, but with the world situation like it is, we are doing a lot more on the camera side, and I am excited about that because I love all things cameras. And so yeah, that's about me. Tell me a little bit about yourself. Where you guys coming from? It is early where I am at. It is almost 7 in the morning, and I'm running off of about 2 hours of sleep. We got my coffee here. right, it is about to start here any second. So I am going to be turning myself on and off as this thing starts.
Good morning.
Here we go.
Thank you for joining us at this early hour. My name is Tony Kano, and I am the Executive Vice President and General Manager of the Imaging Technologies and Communications Group at Canon USA. We have something big news to share with you. But first, I would like to thank you for your support of Canon. I have been with Canon for 36 years, including almost 19 years at Canon USA. Even after all this time, I still get excited when we are about to unveil new products. I think you are really going to like what you see, and I can assure you that we have much more planned for the future. I would also like to talk with you a little about the power of imaging. In recent weeks, we have experienced a number of events, both worldwide and here at home. From the start of COVID-19 pandemic to the protest for racial equality and social justice, images have been captured to help tell the stories of those affected. At Canon, we view the power of imaging as something that can bring people together. The images captured are so impactful and can be used to help us realize our corporate philosophy of Kyosei. All people, regardless of race, religion, or culture,
y'all want me to be
harmoniously living and working together into the future.
Still,
as a leader in the imaging industry, Canon USA has always felt deep responsibility to ensuring that all members of our community feel valued and empowered to achieve their creative visions. Thank you again for your support of Canon. Now, the news you have been waiting to hear.
Peter McKinnon's going to be here, so I am going to let him talk.
I mean, it's locked on. It looks good. It's like left, right. It won't. Do you see that? It's... Oh! So we're shooting on the... Hi, by the way. We're shooting on the new Canon... I almost gave it away. The one thing they told me is just intro and then pass it along, dude. Don't just... Okay, I'll rewind. What's up, everybody? Peter McKinnon here. I am a filmmaker and photographer from Toronto, Canada. Proudly flying the flag up north, doing my part. And if you could, can you grab that? Yeah, fold it. Don't let it hit the ground, okay? It is my pleasure and honor to be able to be here today to welcome you. No matter where you're watching this from, your car, your lunch break, the bathroom, lunch break, wherever you're watching this from, get stoked. Get excited because we've been waiting for this day for a long time. A long time, and it's here, and it's spicy. I don't know if you're ready for it. I don't know. So Rita's gonna come in and she's gonna tell you more of the facts. I'm just supposed to pass it off to her. But I've been shooting with Canon my entire professional career, and what is about to unfold is one of, if not the most exciting update since to date. So Rita, before I blow it all, I'm going to hand it over to Rita Dubé, who's got the longest professional title that I've ever seen. I actually had to write it down on my phone because I was like, what? She's the Senior Director of Customer Experience Marketing for Canon USA. I probably could have remembered that, but I didn't want to mess it up, Rita, because it's such a good title. Floor is yours.
Thank you, Peter. I don't know how I'm going to follow that intro, but I'm definitely going to give it a try, so here we go. Welcome, everyone. First, let me say that I hope you're all doing well and staying healthy. We are really excited to have you here with us today. Now, Canon has been pretty busy. We've been introducing a lot of exciting things, like the 1DX Mark III camera, the photographer community called Raise that aims to inspire, educate, and also challenge its users, and the new Image Connect photographer matching service that aims to match photographers with potential clients. And both of these services are available to our US customers. And also, we have our new cloud platform, Image.Canon, that aims to improve your image workflow. And finally, we can't forget the EOS Webcam Utility Beta software that now has helped turn your EOS camera into a webcam. We've been keeping really busy because we want to provide you solutions and also to keep inspiring you and improving your workflow. Well, we have some more news for you today. We are finally going to give you the full details that you've been waiting for on the EOS R5 camera. Not only that, we are also going to be giving you a ton of information on new gear, and this includes the EOS R6 camera, the ImageProGraph Pro 300 printer, 4 lenses, 2 extenders, new printer software, as well as paper. Wow, that's a lot. And we've been waiting a long time to share all of this information with you. And we think it's good, like really good. But now it's time for you to see for yourself, and you can make your own judgment and decide. Now today you will hear the ins and outs about each of these products from our own Canon experts, as well as some professional photographers that we've been working with. And they've had the first dibs on trying to work on these products firsthand. And these include Canon Ambassador Peter McKinnon, Explorer of Light's Lindsay Adler, Sal Sancada, Roberto Valenzuela, Vanessa Joy, Joel Grimes, as well as Rick Salmon, who have all gotten first exclusive access to using these products and putting them to the test, and we can't wait to show you what they've created. Now, let's kick it off with Canon Tech Advisor Drew McCallum and the EOS R5 camera.
Okay, shut up again.
Thanks, Rita. Hello, and once again, welcome to my home office here in New York. Back in April, we dropped some information about the upcoming EOS R5, and it was mostly about the video features of the camera. Well, I'm here today to tell you as much as I can about the EOS R5 and to provide first-hand reports from some of our creators who've had a chance to work with the camera and lenses you'll hear about. With the introduction of these 2 cameras today, we're giving image makers and videographers some options to choose from to create their work. I know there's many questions as to why 2 different cameras. Do you need the highest performing Canon mirrorless camera for your work every day? Or are you a content creator, enthusiast, or advanced amateur who needs high quality and functions, but at a lower price point? I know there's been a lot of discussion and debate on the resolution of the EOS R5, so to put that discussion into overdrive, the EOS R5 will have a brand new, Canon designed and manufactured 45 megapixel CMOS sensor. This new sensor will offer incredible image detail and expanded dynamic range. Paired with the DigicX image processor that was first introduced with the EOS 1DX Mark III, this camera will have incredible processing power, capable of shooting at 12 frames per second mechanical and 20 frames per second silent shutter, including autofocus and auto exposure. This camera will feel at home in portrait and fashion studios, out in the field for landscapes, wildlife, and nature, or the press rooms of our nation's capital. We've also pushed the boundaries for viewfinder use. With 100% viewfinder coverage with 1,053 automatic autofocus zones, so no matter where your subject is in the viewfinder, you will not be limited in your compositional creativity. Combine this with face, eye, and head detection, similar to what you see in the live view shooting of the EOS 1DX Mark III for people, and now including eye, face, and body tracking for dogs, cats, and birds. Having faith your subject is in focus has never been easier. With these features and more, we wanted to see in the real world what this camera was capable of. So we gave the camera to a few photographers to see what they could do. As a special treat to you all watching, you're about to be the first to see an exclusive video captured with the EOS R5, done by vlogger, content creator, and coffee aficionado with over 4.5 million subscribers on his YouTube channel, Peter McKinnon.
When you hear the word artist, you might think of a painter, a museum, fancy degree. When I hear the word artist, I think of my friends, the local restaurant owner, a little kid sitting under a blanket with a flashlight dreaming of the stars. An artist isn't bound by the restrictions of society. An artist doesn't see the world in straight lines. An artist finds comfort in the unknown, a place where we can express our most inner feelings through our works without bounds, a limitless expression of freedom. Some use cards, some use notes, some use endurance, some use precision, but we're all ultimately arriving at the same place, a place where titles and hierarchies disappear and we're only left with what we love, our passion to create.
It would take much longer than I have in this segment to cover all the additions and features of the EOS R5, so let's speak to a couple of our photographers who have had the chance to work with the Canon EOS R5. Fashion photographer and Canon Explorer of Light, Lindsay Adler, and portrait and wedding guru and Canon Explorer of Light, Sal Sincata. Welcome to you both. I'm so glad to have you here virtually. So welcome, guys.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.
Lindsay, you did some behind the scenes of your session. Let's take a quick look at that short clip. Sal, you shoot stills and video for your clients, so let's take a quick look at the segment from your shoot. So, Lindsay, you were one of the first to use the EOS R 2 years ago, and you had a chance to work with the R5 recently. And tell me, what were your first impressions as you unboxed the camera, started working with it in your studio?
Well, so to be honest, I felt like a little camera photo nerd. It was so exciting because as I started to play with it, I realized it was the best of every world, like all the things I was excited about. Fundamentally, I was like, wait, this feels and functions like a 5D4. Oh, wait, but it has the mirrorless elements of the R. Oh, wait, it has all these other great things. So it was just like, thank you guys, this is what we wanted. The other thing that was fantastic was that when I put it to my eye for the first portrait, the way that with the eye tracking, the face tracking and eye detection, it was like lightning fast. I'd never really experienced anything like that before, so it got me thrilled.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. We've really upped a lot of the features and functions that the customers requested. They said, we want this, we want this, we want this. This camera is a true 5 lineage, so if it carries that moniker, it's going to have to work in the way that you and Lindsay need it to work every day. It's a workhorse. It's going to really be that powerhouse to be that one camera in your studio that you use all the time for just about every type of gig that you have thrown in front of you, whether it's video or stills. I mean, it's got to be versatile. So,
I think versatile is the right word though, right? If you're doing any kind of work today, there's always a video element to it, right? Whether it's social media and stories. And so to have a camera like this that really can, in a switch, go from high performance stills to high performance video, that is a tool in my arsenal that I think is going to allow me to stand out from my competitors. When you have more resolution, you can adjust more with your images. You can now punch into those images as needed without losing resolution. And then in the post-production workflow, look, we're all touching our images. We're not shooting film. These images are going to go into some sort of post-production workflow. And more importantly, as a wedding photographer, I'm trying to sell large portraits to my clients. I want to put that 30 by 40 or larger on the wall. I need that resolution to sell large print. So I would rather have it than not.
Right, and there's always that pixels per head, pixels per face. So you have a big group, a bridal portrait or a wedding party itself. That's a lot of people in a file that you want to have everybody tack sharp. That dress, the shoes, the tux, everything's got to be sharp, especially in those big groups, right?
Well, I do want to say something about groups. Any wedding or portrait or family portrait photographer can probably relate to this statement. I have yet in my career to take a frame with 5 kids in it, 3 kids and 2 parents, or a wedding bridal party where everyone is looking at the camera. And if you're the person who's doing it, please come teach me how to do it, because it's like chasing squirrels, right? I mean, you just cannot get them there. And so there is that element of compositing that happens after events like this. And I, again, need those pixels so that these images don't fall apart on us.
Very cool. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of resolution for some to handle, but at the same time, it's going to be one of those resolutions that people, they need it. It's just there. It's like we said, versatile, and that's why it's there. It's what it's there for. You've always got options like C-RAW and smaller functionalities, smaller JPEGs. Those are always there, but when you need it, you got the power behind you. So,
but Drew, we shouldn't underestimate the speed of the camera. I think that's important to understand. You know, in the past, and even on some models that are on the market today, the larger file size is writing slower. And I did not experience on our shoot, and when people see that video, they're gonna see like we're moving, we've got action, we're throwing a veil. We did not run into performance problems with the camera. So I think kudos to Canon, did an incredible job of making sure that the buffer, the memory, you know, the read-write is happening at a speed that's keeping pace with a working Pro. With the R5 now, I'm not seeing that lag. So the speed of the EVF was made me very, very happy.
Lindsay, how about you? What are your top 3 of the EOS R5?
Well, I want to start by building off of what Sal just said about it changing the way you shoot. So I don't know if other photographers are like me, but I used to be terrified of shooting at 1.2. 1.2 is such a tiny, narrow depth of field that when it was a paid job, there's no way I was going to risk it. And the other day, just for the heck of it, I said, I'm only going to shoot wide open. I had the RF 85 1.2 at 1.2 the whole time. And I mean, the camera changed the way I can shoot. I can confidently shoot wide open and know that I'm nailing the shots because of the face tracking and eye detection, right? Then after that, I would say also related to focus would be the 100% autofocus coverage from side to side, because very often I am shooting unusual compositions, or I have my subject moving around. I want that flexibility. And I love that no longer is focus and recompose a thing. Like I don't think I ever mastered that whole idea.
No one did. No one did.
Yeah. And so the fact that it's gone, man, I'm jealous for the future generations of photographers that never have to suffer through that. So
right.
You don't know what it's like to take a blurry picture.
They won't. It's totally, totally right. They won't have to suffer through that. And then I think the third thing, I guess it's kind of a spec, but just the fact that the camera accomplishes so many things in one. So the fact that it has so many video capabilities, because I'm going to be using this camera sometimes to direct. There's a lot of times where in a commercial shoot, I'm actually shooting stills and I'm directing little pieces. Maybe it's going to be for a web ad, maybe it's going to be for just a little piece on social. But I can also use the camera for things like I can do right now, like recording myself for tutorials. So I just loved that, yeah, for my job, all the important parts of what I need out of a still camera are there, but I don't need something extra in another camera to achieve what I need out of video. I will say, when I got the camera, the first thing I did was check to see how much Canon listens. So I go, okay, let's see. Oh, yep, dual card slots. Okay, everyone's going to be happy. And they went to the back, and I'm like, oh, yep, joystick, got it back. Everyone's going to be happy. So that was one of the first things I did, pick up the camera, and I was like,
can you hear me now?
Canon listened. They care. So that was a good one.
It's the little things.
Yeah, it's the little things that are big things.
So, Lindsay, any closing comments or thoughts or things that you think we didn't get to that you want to really make sure that Lindsay's voice is heard?
Yeah, well, no, I was going to mention that one of the things I didn't bring up was the in-body stabilization. You know, there's a few lenses that I use very often that do not have stabilization built in. And when I was actually shooting for the first time, I was shooting this kind of this burlesque scene. It was meant to be old Hollywood. And as I was shooting it, I was thinking, you know, old Hollywood usually had really narrow depths of field. And I was using strobes at the time. And I was like, you know, it doesn't
talking
seem
about the
right.
in-body
I
image
should probably
stabilization.
use these
That
as
is a
hot lights
big
like it would be
thing
in old
because the
Hollywood.
EOS
So I switched
R
off my
has
strobes
great digital,
and I was
digital
shooting narrow depth of
stabilization.
field, but even then
And so
my
I'm
modeling lights
interested to
weren't
see
that strong.
what this is gonna
And so
be
it ended
like
up being
with it.
I was shooting, I think I was at a 1/6 of a second, and I was like, oh man, okay, maybe should I pop up in my ISO? Maybe I should go higher. And then I was tethered, and I'm looking, I'm like, nope, they're sharp. I don't need to. So it was really nice to see that in action in a practical situation, because usually people think just bump up the ISO, but it wasn't necessary. The shot that I'm talking about in particular, the one that it was just crazy milky backgrounds at like a 1/6 of a second, was with the 8512, the RF 8512.
Nice. Yeah, I can't wait to see what you get, especially on the fine art side, because, following Lindsay on Instagram is pretty insane.
I'm from Nashville,
Thanks,
Tennessee.
How about you, Sally?
So it's
Any
a little
last
early here
little,
for me. Had about 2
comments or
hours of
thoughts or
sleep.
things that you really want to get across
Got
to,
me some coffee.
people that are taking a look or
And
thinking
yeah,
about
I'm
the R5?
extremely excited
Yeah,
about
if
that
you're a wedding or
stabilization.
portrait photographer and you're on the fence at all about this camera or if it's right for you, I'm telling you, we've bet our entire business on this platform. So as an active wedding and portrait photographer, we are using this in our business, and I could not be happier. The tech is what moved me to mirrorless.
Awesome. Well, I know you guys have a lot going on right now, and so I'll let you get back to your extremely busy days, and I can't wait to see more of what you guys do with your content and your videos that we're going to be pushing out over the next couple weeks. Thank you both for being here. I appreciate it. We'll be seeing a lot of photos and videos and behind-the-scenes footage from our EOLs at work with the new EOS R5, so make sure you go to our website after this broadcast to see those amazing pieces. We'll be showcasing how the new EOS R5's features, such as IBIS with up to 8 stops of correction, animal eye and body autofocus, the return of the joystick, and other requested changes, so keep an eye open for those articles and videos. Now, the EOS R5 is not just an incredible stills camera. We wanted to make sure today's photographers, videographers are able to integrate this small full-frame camera into their creative outlets,
One of my
be it
best
high-end
friends
stills
is
or
from
video.
Memphis. She was a
We
roommate
gave the
of
camera
mine
to
in
explorer
college. We
like
went to
Tyler
GTU
Stableford,
together.
who has to create not just impressive stills for his high-end
Australia,
customers, but
welcome,
cinema-like
welcome.
production video for
Sorry, I
commercials and
was so
corporate
tempted
use.
to do a bad
Here's a
Australian
quick
accent.
teaser of the video he shot for us with the new EOS
yeah,
R5.
I'll leave that accent to you. Really cool to be able to talk to somebody across the world.
I've been waiting for a camera like this. Honestly, I was blown away when I heard the specs. Right out of the gate, the R5 has 8K full-frame RAW recording. And it can shoot 4K, up to 120 frames per second, full frame. Beautiful stuff, okay.
We are moving on to the barbell.
This was a shoot that demanded high dynamic range camera. It's a shoot where a lot of cameras could fail. The R5 is giving us a new level of ability to work with light, work with emotion in a handheld-sized body.
I think it'd be easiest since we've got our fill here.
The R5 is the first Canon camera to have in-body stabilization. This, to me, is a game changer. Makes my skills as a cinematographer look better. On this shoot, I found myself stripping down a lot of the accessories and just being able to hand hold it. Super cool. I mean, it's handheld. For both video and stills mode, the sensor has a dual pixel autofocus. I found I could tap right on the touchscreen of the R5 for face and eye tracking. And then as I recompose the shot, it's tracking right onto his eye. It is up to speed with the best autofocus cameras out there. Let's go to stills. Okay. Get right at the camera here. In stills mode, the R5 has a 45 megapixel sensor. And it shoots 20 frames per second with a silent electronic shutter.
I am going to be terrible with names.
Perfect, thank you.
I see
the
the
R5
last name, Panda.
has fully
I
won me
can pronounce
over
that
to a
better.
mirrorless system.
I know there's so many more features to discuss and to show you, but unfortunately my time is up. Right now, I'd like to pass it over to my friend and colleague,
I think
technical specialist
Chad's
Brendan Chin.
asking about the image stabilization and how it
Thanks,
works.
Drew, and hello, everyone. The EOS
so the
R5
image
is truly
stabilization,
a
to my best of
revolutionary
my
new product that will impress
understanding,
all
it can
different types
get
of
up
image makers.
to 8 stops
If you're one of those
image
people that crave high
stabilization,
performance, but you might
when
be on a
you
budget,
have
we at
a
Canon,
lens
we
that is
hear you.
image stabilized. Otherwise,
So I'm excited
I
to
believe
introduce
it's
to all of
5.5
you
stops.
and the world the EOS
That
R6.
is how they get up to close
This is
to
a
8.
completely reborn 6 Series product with our latest and greatest technologies inside. If you've ever dreamt about owning an EOS R5 or an EOS 1DX Mark III for that matter, this full frame body sports Canon DNA from both of those outstanding cameras. If you're an EOS R owner, well, this camera also realizes much of the feedback that we've learned firsthand
Tyrant,
from your fellow
am I
EOS
saying
R
your
owners
last name right at least?
to bring high-performance imaging capability, advanced feature set, and
Help
outstanding
me out
control
with
to
your
the advanced creator.
pronunciation.
This creates a powerful lineup
I guess
of EOS
that's
R series cameras
more proper way
to
of
match our
saying it.
already impressive RF and EF series optics. With the EOS R6, you'll find a 20 million pixel full-frame
thank
image
you
sensor,
for
as well as a DigicX
the
processor.
thumbs up, man.
This is the same
Really helps.
image
Anybody that can give a
processor
thumbs
and
up
base image sensor
definitely helps the
combination
channel out.
that is featured in our
Helps get this
flagship
out to more
EOS
people.
1DX Mark
Very
III camera.
appreciated.
So this means outstanding high-performance imaging fit for nearly all genres of photography. But here's the kicker. The EOS R6 features Canon's new in-body image stabilizer. This is the same one that can be found in the EOS R5, and this is for use with both non-stabilized and optically image-stabilized lenses. With this sensor and processor combination, the EOS R6 is truly a hot rod capable of frame rates of up to 20 frames per second in silent shutter mode and 12 frames per second in mechanical shutter mode. So regardless of what type of photography you do, this means speed, stealth, and versatility to get your shots when they matter the absolute most. And we didn't stop there. A working image maker requires consistent and reliable autofocus. And the EOS R6 features the same autofocus system as the EOS R5. The most powerful dual pixel CMOS autofocus system to date. Dual pixel CMOS autofocus 2. This new system with 100% coverage brings consistent and new compositional control to your fingertips. With 1,053 automatic selection autofocus zones that work with an improved eye detection autofocus algorithm and head detection autofocus adopted from the EOS 1DX Mark III. If you photograph people at all, you should know that dual pixel CMOS autofocus just got that much better. We've even added Canon's newest autofocus method, animal detection autofocus, with the ability to focus on the body, face, or eye of dogs, cats, or even birds.
Am I pronouncing that right?
Bloggers and video creators, we did not forget about you. If you've been looking for a UHD 4K capable camera, the EOS R6 has it, with up to 60 frames per second recording.
This is all in the R6.
It also has full HD recording at up to 120 frames per second, and features beautiful dual pixel CMOS autofocus 2 available in all recording modes, making EOS R6 comfortable in all different types of recording scenarios. Beyond the in-body image stabilizer, it also has 10-bit Canon log and zebras, making it a very capable and high-performance video machine. Those of you that requested advanced features for the next EOS R, we listened. Features such as dual UHS-2 SD card slots are now available for more peace of mind and better workflow. There's now more control than ever with a multi-controller joystick and dual quick control dials. When adding these dual quick control dials to the main dial near the shutter button,
good. It's going to save
either a control ring or a control ring mount adapter, this will give you 4 total controls at your fingertips. And to top it all off, there's a beautiful, high-resolution OLED electronic viewfinder with 120 frames per second refresh rate, meaning the EOS R6 is ready for your next project. Now, since we only have a short amount of time available to chat about the EOS R6, the last thing we want to do is read off a spec sheet that you can easily find on our website. Instead, to help me explain
I'm more excited about the R5 or the
R6, we have 2 special guests from our Explorer Light team.
In the future.
My friends, please join me in welcoming the amazing and talented Vanessa Joy and Roberto Valenzuela. So welcome, Vanessa and Roberto. Thank you so much for joining us. So how excited are you to talk about this new EOS R6?
Very, very. I feel like it's been the best kept secret for a long time, and I just can't wait to get it out.
It's not a secret.
It's definitely been like a juicy secret out there. Everyone on YouTube is trying to figure out what's happening with this R6. And it's been really fun, not only having it in my hands, but also photographing the whole campaign and seeing how revolutionary this camera really is.
All right, everyone, you just heard a ton of speeds and feeds. Let's talk about what really matters to 2 of our greatest pros on our Explorer Light team. So as fast as you can, what are your top 3 favorite things about the EOS R6?
I'm stealing this first because I bet you Roberto is going to have similar favorite things. But one of mine is just how versatile it is. You know, everyone needs a camera that does everything these days. So I was able to shoot this camera as a hobbyist, as a professional, as a mom, as a streamer, as a YouTuber. So just that you can do so much with it. Secondly, would be the price. The price is pretty accessible for a lot of people, and to have this much power for that, power for that buck is
unlimited
just
power.
Wonderful. And then lastly, I'd have to say the autofocus. The autofocus, it has 100% changed the way that I take pictures for the better.
First of all, the controls are extremely familiar to all of us. Coming from the 5D series, having that aperture wheel back and the multi-controller and everything that just, where everything is, and we have this muscle memory that we are very used to. We want to make sure that we continue with that, and this camera finally brought back everything we used to have, and it's been such a joy using it. Like Vanessa said, the autofocus is just nothing short than remarkable, incredible, jaw-dropping. It's incredible for video, it's incredible for photos, it's great for a professional, it's great for an amateur, it's great. The price point, like Vanessa said, is very, very nice. It's very accessible in that package. I mean, this camera is pretty amazing.
Well, Roberto, you've been on our EOL team for a number of years. You're one of the first people that had access and got to play around with our new EOS R when it first debuted. Let's have a look at your video that you produced with the EOS R6.
I personally...
This time, Canon really knocked it out of the park with the release of the Canon EOS R6. You have the perfect combination of everything you love about the 5D series, but they combined it with everything you love about mirrorless technology.
So for all of our viewers out there, Roberto, what's actually hanging behind you?
Well, the camera is 20 megapixels, the R6. The R5 is 45, but the R6 is 20, so I decided to show people, since I'm a big advocate of printing, I wanted to show everybody looking at this press conference that this is a 30 by 46 or something like that inch photograph that I printed on my Canon Pro 4000, and I just taped it to this existing frame that I had, just to show you the detail on this print at 20 megapixels. This is like life-size photo. This is a life-size photograph.
Good lighting, yeah.
Printed on the Pro 4000, and you can see every cloth, every time. You can see the texture of the clothing she's wearing is stacked sharp. Actually, it's probably the biggest one in my studio now. And it was shot with a 20 megapixel camera. So
price for the R6 has not been officially announced.
Awesome. Thanks for sharing with our viewers.
Canon rumors last night.
When you look at the EOS R6, it shares the same processor, Digitex processor, and same base image sensor design as what you can find in our EOS 1DX Mark III. So for all of our viewers out there, Vanessa Joy is easily the biggest 1DX advocate I've ever met. Vanessa, what did you think about the image quality from the EOS R6 and how it compares with the EOS 1DX Mark III?
Knowing that the same sensor and processor was in now this mirrorless camera, one, I think we all sort of knew that
this
higher than 1DX3 was a little bit of foreshadowing of what was coming, but working with the same sensor and processor in now a smaller camera, lightweight camera, mirrorless
which are
camera,
fairly reliable sources.
It gave me confidence in knowing what to expect, and then also knowing that it was able to work with really high ISOs. So I'm a wedding photographer. I'm photographing in churches that are super dark, have red carpet, nothing but stained glass windows, lighting, whatever's going on.
I personally like a little bit more than 20 megapixels.
Now I can
but
be
it might have
confident
great low light,
in
a lot
that
of
sensor,
professional
that high
cameras
ISO capability.
are
I
still
was
shot at 20
pushing
megapixels.
this camera to
but I do a lot of landscape work and do a
no
lot
problem
of travel
whatsoever
photography
in
and
a dark
videography.
nightclub
So I
scene,
prefer to have a little bit more megapixels.
It was totally fine. The quality was great.
I'm not necessarily as good as they are, so I like to crop in sometimes. I know it's against most people's rules, but
so for our viewers out there, Vanessa has been keeping herself very busy during all this lockdown. Let's cue up your video, give everybody a bit of a glimpse of what you've been doing. You've been getting really familiar with the EOS R6. You shot some photos, you shot some amazing video content. Talk to me and our viewers about the mixed media versatility of this new camera and what some of our video creators will actually be able to expect.
When I first got the camera, that was one of the things that hit me. It's like, wow, there's a lot of video in here. And I knew not only was there a lot of video capability, but photo as well. I wanted to run this camera through the ringer. So I had it in the hands of travel vloggers and, you know, behind the scenes on shoots and moms and my kid, and having it track my kid while shooting video or photo.
Yeah, I have the EOS R as well, and I like the 31 megapixels.
Great benefit for someone like me who does shoot both photo and
but
video.
Yeah, the low light could be better. Definitely the video.
Like all the tests, and I know Roberto can attest to this too, because he has a 2.5-year-old also. And this camera can keep up with that crazy child running around. iFocus right there, and being able to work with both photo and video
things with resolution
that
as far
quickly
as that goes.
Is remarkable.
For video, the 20 will be
now
great,
segueing a little bit.
For most photography,
the EOS R6 features our new in-body image stabilizer. Roberto, I know you shoot a lot with the 28 to 70. Vanessa is one of the biggest advocate of prime lenses. Every time I've ever seen her, she's got a prime lens. Tell me your thoughts on this, because this is a really revolutionary new feature for a lot of people.
What's really exciting is that some of the most useful lenses in our arsenal can actually achieve 8 stops of image stabilization. So you could shoot at very low shutter speeds and be perfectly stable. For example, the 24-105 f4, 8 stops of image stabilization. Wow. The 28-70 f2, 8 stops. These are some of the most useful lenses that we have, and we have that ability to stabilize, you know, low shutter speed. Sometimes we work in low light. Sometimes we work in conditions that require us to be super steady. We don't have to worry about that anymore. This camera has really freed you up to be able to be rest assured, trust the technology, and take your photographs. So I'm just really pumped up about this IBIS technology that they put on the cameras.
So I do shoot some video. I don't shoot a ton of it, but anytime I do shoot, the one thing I hate more than anything about video is having to put my camera on a tripod or a monopod. I hate it. I shoot very fast. I move around, and having sticks is like, you know, practically chaining me to my camera and in my spot. So, you know, the in-body image stabilization allows me to more freely just handhold the camera, or, you know, lean against a wall, and put my elbows on something. So now it's definitely much more pleasant shooting video when I don't have to be on sticks.
Yeah, and this is a really amazing system, very user-friendly. When you think about it, longer focal lengths really benefit from built-in optical image stabilization. The wider lenses really will benefit from having the in-body image stabilization. So both these new systems of in-body image stabilizer will actually work complementary to each other. There's certain times where you'll have more of a ratio one way or the other way, but having both in your toolbox, if you will, is going to help a lot of photographers and cinematographers, videographers, go and really make new content that's going to be high image quality and obviously beautiful, unchaining them, as Vanessa said. Well, I want to take the time to thank both Roberto and Vanessa for joining us today. And unfortunately, that's all the time we have for the EOS R6 and the input side of Canon. So to keep the product coming in your direction, I'm going to introduce my good friend and technical advisor, Mr. Jim Booth, to talk to you about the output side. So take it away, Jim.
Does the 20 megapixels turn you off?
Thanks, Brandon.
Is it good enough?
Wow, how about those new cameras?
Else?
I know that everyone is excited to go out and create stunning images with the EOS R5 or R6. But remember, an image is not a photo till it's printed.
Really?
Today, we are happy to announce we are adding to our line of Image ProGraph Pro Series printers with the launch of the 13-inch Image ProGraph Pro 300.
The printers?
Continuing to deliver output solutions for creative professionals who are equally obsessed with the printed image, the Pro 300 is the newest printer in the Image ProGraph Pro Series lineup to deliver on that promise. Let's go over some key features of the printer, and later we'll speak with Canon Explorer of Light, Joel Grimes, so that he can share his thoughts after he had some hands-on experience with the printer.
All right, so
the new Pro 300 uses a 9-color plus chroma optimizer Lucia Pro ink set. When compared to the current Pro 10 Lucia
and then
ink,
wait for them
it
to go
offers
back
an
to the camera.
expanded color gamut and
What's
enhanced black
consensus
density,
here in the chat?
which are both vital elements for creative production. This model utilizes a new matte black ink with higher density than that found in the Pro 1000 and Pro 10. This new ink helps create smooth tonality throughout your final print. The new Image Prograph Pro 300 comes equipped with technologies to help eliminate some common
they're
printing
gonna have
pains.
printers and some
First, the
lenses
skew
stuff as well.
correction, which is a built-in mechanism that straightens the paper fed diagonally from the top tray or the manual feed tray. This helps reduce printing errors by ensuring accurate feeding, especially on thicker media.
All right.
Another is the nozzle recovery system.
So
Ink nozzles are carefully checked by sensors. If
my
a
wife
clog
is actually still
detected in
asleep,
one
so I'm
nozzle,
talking
others will
slightly lower
automatically
than
compensate.
usual. She's in the
This
other room.
works to prevent print failures
But I will
due to
bring the mic
banding
a little
and
closer to
reduces
the
need
mouth.
for head cleanings.
Sorry for
We
the
have
loud
also
noise.
improved media compatibility by adding panorama paper
Okay, can
sizes,
y'all hear me
which
better?
Angelica will talk to you about in a little bit, and longer user-defined sizes. You can now create custom paper
Yeah,
sizes
Chad,
up to
I am.
39
I'm with you.
extended from the Pro
I
10's
wish that the
maximum
R6
of
had more
26.6
megapixels as well.
With a
I am
3-inch
fairly
LCD,
disappointed in that. I was hoping.
Ethernet,
I knew it was going to be 20
2.4 and
from
5
all the
gigahertz
leaks, but I was
Wi-Fi
hoping that maybe they got that wrong and it would
all of
be
the other features
at
I've
least a
already shared with you.
24. I
I'm
prefer to
confident
be
that
up
this
with
printer
31
will deliver
of
the
the
results you've
original
come to
R.
expect from Canon.
But yeah,
But
I
don't
mean
take my
everything
word
else
for it.
is incredible.
Let's hear what Canon Explorer of Light Joel Grimes has to say
Okay, so
about this new
we're saying
Pro
that
300.
we're hearing that
Thanks
the
for taking
audio
some
is
time
better.
with us today, Joel. You and I had the pleasure to work a couple of years ago on the Pro 1000 launch.
Are
And now
any
that
of y'all
we're adding the
interested in
Pro
this printer
300 to
stuff,
that
or is
lineup
it
of
cool if I
printers,
turn
can you
it
tell me a
down
little bit about
slightly
what you've
and wait
seen
for
and,
all
how
the
you
other
compare
camera
its
stuff?
quality and usability?
Well, the first thing
Or
I
can
do
y'all hear me
is
well over
I
it?
kind of see how easy it is to set up because we're not all technically, I guess, engineer-minded. And the 300 was actually really easy to set up. You go through the steps. It actually, on the screen itself, on the printer, it tells you what steps to do. Got that all set up. And I always make a black and white image first off a printer, because if it goes and gets me the continuous tones that I really like in black and white, then I know I've got a good printer. And that was here's the first image that I made of one of my cowboys that I just did recently, and it looks absolutely stunning.
Anything else about the usability or the quality that you would want to call out?
That's sort of like, okay, step number one.
I gotta say, if this is, I don't think this is curated. It might be. Do you think this is pre-recorded or is this actual live? I'd say it's probably pre-recorded.
And the detail, I feel like a little kid in a candy store every time a print comes off.
It's pretty good quality, which you would hope it would be good quality for a camera, a camera manufacturer. I don't know if anybody's interested in video games, but Microsoft was notorious for having a terrible live stream in the past.
So that's what every time I think about an image that I'm creating, I ask myself a question: would I hang this on my wall? Now, not every picture you're going to hang on your wall, but that's my goal. And so if I do get a picture that I love and I make it in print form and I put it in a frame and I hang it on my wall, that's a huge statement.
How do you think photographers can leverage print to increase their bottom line? Obviously, a lot of photographers are sole proprietors and run their own business. Do you think that there's a way that they can include print to make more money?
I'm with you. I think it's pre-recorded, but everybody is. It's of course, everybody had to webcam in, but they pre-record it and have it edited and curated.
He said, "Look, I've been a photographer." He was about my age, so young guy, but he said, "Look, I do senior high school portraits. I've been doing it for years. I have 5 photographers that are on my, work for me on my staff."
So from everything you've heard so far, what excites you the most? Is it the R5 or the R6? I'm kind of hearing a general consensus that everything about the R6 sounds great, except for that 20 megapixel count.
That's going to take way too much time.
Is that everybody agrees on that, or you think 20 megapixels is completely enough? Drop in the comments and let me know.
The first time he had
let us all know. Let's talk.
Come in to look at the proofs, all mounted on an easel. And at the time he said, our most expensive package that we were offering was $1,200. And he said, just by chance, I thought, I'm going to put a $2,400 price tag on that one print just to see what would happen. And he said the mother walked out with that print. There is a power in the emotional side of seeing a print, and it is
$2,400 for a print.
People, the investment you make on a printer will return.
This printer is going to be expensive, guys, because they're trying to make us think that we're going to sell our prints for $2,400.
Sit down with us and talk a little bit about printing and the new
Coffee.
Image Prograph Pro 300. So thanks again.
All right, Jim. Thank you.
Next up is Senior Marketing Specialist Angelica Lee to share more details about the printing workflow.
Okay, we're still on the printers. If you were just joining us, we are on the printers. They announced a little bit about the R5 and talked about the R6 briefly, but they're supposed to be coming back to it. But they're talking about printers right now. I don't think many of us are here for the printers. At least I'm personally not.
Software, PPL for short. An essential part of the Image Prograph professional photo output workflow, Canon specifically designed PPL utilizing our input to output expertise. The result is a printing solution that gives photographers a way to make great prints easily and efficiently. PPL simplifies the printing workflow so you can spend more time focusing on your art and less on print settings. With PPL, you can create beautiful lab quality prints right in your own studio with consistent results you can repeat over and over again. You also won't skip a beat with PPL as it integrates seamlessly into your existing photo workflows. You can use it as a standalone application or an export module plugin out of your favorite image editing software. PPL's
I really have no idea how long the live stream will be. I wouldn't be shocked if it's well over an hour. I mean, I think we're already brushing up against, we're at 47 minutes now. So if they're going to go back, I mean, they have a lot to announce here. So they have the lenses and then the R5. I'm sure they're going to be giving us a lot more about that. They should be announcing officially the release date and the official price. So, I mean, yeah, we're at 47 minutes on this stream, and it should, I think this will, and they're still talking about printers. So, unless we've been completely bamboozled here, is that the right word? I feel like a grandpa. But yeah, unless they've tricked us and they're not going to be talking more about the cameras. But as far as I know, the R5 is supposed to be coming back and they're going to be talking even more about it. I'm sure they will. They haven't even went into the video specs officially yet. So yeah, the R5 is going to be how they end it. I'm guessing they'll end it with that and then give you a release date. Probably it'll go on pre-order right away. That's kind of my thinking. What do you guys think?
Canon's own input to output data to reproduce the finest details with DP raw print and create one-shot HDR prints with HDR printing. With Canon Professional Print and Layout, turn your captured images into amazing tangible prints. From input to output, Canon has the solutions to ensure that you get stunning image quality every step of the way. Now, just as important as your printer and image are to the quality and impact of your final print is the paper. Over the years,
paper. Okay, let's talk about the paper. Sorry. I mean, some of y'all might be interested in this. I am personally don't really care. I mean, if I want a printer, I'll look up a printer.
Papers on our printers. We're now further expanding the Canon paper line so that photographers can create works on media that best fits the photography, making images even more impactful in print. Our latest fine art paper in our collection has a smooth surface, so we wanted to complement that with a rough surface for more texture. So today, we're excited to introduce the newest paper finish to our professional photo paper lineup, Premium Fine Art Rough. A high-quality cotton paper suitable for long-term storage, Premium Fine Art Rough has a lovely rough surface texture, which is perfect for adding a three-dimensional depth or an art painting effect to your images. And as always, with the combination of Canon genuine paper and ink, you'll get the Canon level quality you expect in your final print. Now, from their final printed image, let's go back to where we capture the light. I'd like to pass it over to Canon Technical Advisor Rudy Winston to introduce the newest glass to join our extensive lens lineup, and also hear from our Canon EOL, Rick Salmon.
Okay, I'm talking about one of the new lenses.
And hi, everyone. I'm Rudy Winston, a
I got
technical
way
advisor
more
at
excited
Canon USA.
than I am because
The
it's
Canon
very early
RF
here.
lens line has established itself from its beginnings as a showcase of outstanding optical technologies with renowned lenses that are a rock-solid foundation for demanding professional photographers and videographers. But Canon continues to broaden the RF lens line with innovative and exciting lenses that are within reach of many enthusiast photographers as well as professionals. That continues today as we introduce
I'm going to turn this part up
Canon
slightly.
RF lenses with super telephoto capability.
Okay.
The Canon RF 100 to 500 millimeter.
This is going to be
f4.5 to
expensive.
7.1 L IS USM, similar in concept and
I
optical
believe this is
performance to the
supposed to be
outstanding EF 100 to 400 millimeter L lens.
300, I believe.
This lens now zooms to 500 millimeter, entering that threshold of super telephoto power for subjects like wildlife, nature, and sports. This totally new optical design is nearly half a pound lighter than the 100 to 400 millimeter lens as well. AF is powered by two nano USM focus motors, which are extremely fast during still image shooting, yet silent and smooth during video recording. It has up to 5 stops of optical image stabilization, works with the new RF 1.4 times and 2 times tele-extenders, and accepts 77 millimeter filters. This new 100 to 500 millimeter L series lens brings super telephoto power to the Canon RF lens series in a practical,
Are y'all
hand-holdable
excited
package
for the lens
with
lineup as
professional
well?
sharpness,
Or are you
strength,
still just
and
like,
weather
hey,
resistance.
let's get to this R5?
Until now, super telephoto photography has been out of reach for many Canon customers. And even for those
Does
who
it
can
bother you
afford the
guys that it's a
cost of entry,
variable
issues like size,
a
weight, and
variable
portability
lens?
remain
Or because I
obstacles for
personally
many
don't like it when it has the f-stops
Canon
that
now
go up
introduces
as we
a
go.
totally new concept. Incredibly lightweight 600 millimeter and 800 millimeter lenses designed for hand holding at
F11.
unbelievably affordable prices. It's my pleasure
Yeah,
to
it's
introduce
F11.
the
Of course it's
RF
unbelievably
600 millimeter F11 IS STM and the RF 800 millimeter F11 IS STM lenses. Their telephoto power can change the look of your photography and video. These are F11 lenses with a fixed F11 aperture. They're of course designed for outdoor shooting in daylight and utilizing the high ISO capabilities of today's full-frame cameras in less than ideal conditions. But the trade-off is handling ease you must experience to believe. The 600 millimeter lens remarkably weighs less than the Canon RF 70 to 200 millimeter f2.8 zoom lens and about the same as an EF 85 millimeter f1.4L lens. And the 800
What do y'all
millimeter
think
lens
about
weighs
that? This
2.8 pounds
F11.
less than the EF version of
I
Canon's
mean, I think
famous
it's cool, but
70 to 200
F11
millimeter
that just seems a
f2.8L
little
lens.
bit
Both have built-in
too
optical image
much.
stabilization
I mean,
and will
I don't
autofocus
want
with
something
any
F11.
EOS R series
I mean,
camera.
You'd have to be in like
Remarkably,
broad
both accept
daylight to
Canon's
be
new
getting
RF
that. But,
tele-extenders,
I mean, maybe it'll be
and
great.
the EOS R6 and R5 cameras will autofocus with either extender in place. Birds, wildlife, distant landscapes, outdoor sports, and other applications calling for the visual power of super telephoto lenses may have seemed beyond reach until now. As I said, the RF 600 millimeter and 800 millimeter lenses are a new concept in
Now with
autofocus
that
lenses,
in-body image
opening the door to
stabilization,
imagery
with
with
those
impact
8 stops that
and
people are getting
yet another
out of
reason
these
for
new
photographers to
cameras,
consider the
or
Canon
supposedly
EOS
getting,
R system.
that's one thing that you
Let's talk to
can
Canon
crank
Explorer
down
Light,
the shutter
Rick
speed
Salmon,
quite a bit
who's had
and
a
still
chance
get
to
a
shoot with
steady
these
shot.
lenses.
So,
Rick,
I mean,
really
I guess that
appreciate you
helps
spending
with
a few
the
minutes with us today to
F11.
talk about your experience with these lenses. Which lenses did you work with?
I work with the 600 millimeter, the 800 millimeter, and here the 100 to 500 millimeter, and all were totally awesome.
Oh, that's terrific. How did that extra 100
What if
millimeters
he would have just said they all sucked?
change
I
your
don't think
the
anybody.
way you were able to approach
Of course,
photographing a
he's gonna
small
say it's
subject
awesome.
like birds?
Well, that's the thing. The smaller subject, the closer you have to get. So that extra 100 millimeters really makes a lot. You know, I was playing around also with the 1.4x converter and the 2x converter. But for my backyard bird photography, the 500 millimeter focal length, it was totally fine.
Mm-hmm. Terrific, terrific. Rick, speaking of dialing long distance with telephoto, you had a chance to work with the new 600 millimeter and 800 millimeter image stabilized lenses.
Yep.
Talk to us a little bit about your experience working with these lenses.
Is audio still good for everybody? I still kind of have it turned down slightly during this part, but I can turn it up if you'd like to hear more about
I'm making like on
these
my printer over
lenses.
here. I'm making 17
I
by
can turn
22
it up
inch
even
prints.
louder.
It's amazing. And when it comes to bird photography, if you could see every feather, I mean, it's amazing the image quality, and then you could handhold these again for a long time.
Rick, you put together a sample video of some of your work.
Yep.
How about if we take a look at that right now?
Sounds great to me. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to start with my list of the top features I like about the camera that I feel will help you make better pictures. Okay, number one, focus tracking. Focus tracking helps you get sharp images of subjects that, get this, are even coming toward you. What's more, you can set the focus tracking on this camera to track people or animals. Setting the focus
tracking,
to
that
animals
is
helped me
new,
get
I
this
believe.
amazing
My
shot of this
EOS
owl
R
flying
does not have
directly
that.
toward me. How cool is that?
That's really excellent, Rick. Rick, one of the things about these two new lenses, the 600 millimeter and 800 millimeter, are that they are fixed aperture lenses, not just fixed focal length, but fixed aperture at f11. How did you work with that in the situations that you shot with?
Well, Rudy, the first time I heard about it, I said, you know, F11, that's it? Well, it's kind of like, you know, I play piano. And, you know, I have a grand piano with 88 keys, right? You could do a lot of stuff there, Mozart, Beethoven. You know, they could do a lot of things with 88 keys. But I also have an electric piano with 73 keys. And Beethoven and Mozart and we could still make great music. So you have to accept that you have that fixed aperture. And what I do is I boost the ISO in low light conditions. And again, the image sensor on the R6 handles the noise so well, I'm shooting at ISO 10,000 and getting really cool shots.
Rick, that's great. I want to thank you so much for being a
Kyran,
part of this
Chad,
project.
did I lose you guys, or y'all still
tell
all
the
here?
customers about these lenses as
Or
we introduce them to the
did I
marketplace.
lose you, or
and I want to thank you for
the
spending
Canon,
time with us today. Really appreciate it. Look
these
forward to
lenses
talking to you
lose you.
again soon.
Okay, I'll catch you later.
Up next is my colleague, Canon Technical Advisor Eric Stoner, to share one more lens with you.
All right, thanks Rudy and Rick. That's some amazing insight into the new super telephoto lenses. Now, introducing the RF 85mm f2 macro IS STM lens. And like its sibling, the RF 35mm f1.8 IS STM lens, but different focal length. They both share the concept of an affordable fast aperture prime lens with half macro capability.
I'm excited about this one.
The 85mm medium telephoto focal length has long been a favorite of photographers shooting portraits, weddings, studio, and fashion, allowing the photographer to remain fairly close to their subject for easy communication, yet fulfilling the look achieved by using a telephoto lens. The bright f2 aperture not only lets ample light into the sensor, but also renders those creamy backgrounds desired by photographers when shooting
85 1.2, great, but it's like $3,000. So I think this is going to be $700 or $800, which is something more in my price range.
Coatings to help reduce flare, and you have all the tools for making sharp, amazing images. Now, even with a fast f2 aperture, this lens features up to 5 stops of image stabilization, making it a go-to choice for photographers shooting in low light conditions. Personally, I can't wait to get my hands on this paired with the new EOS R5 and R6 cameras using IBIS or in-body image stabilization because of the combined effect of both of these types of stabilization. Certainly, one feature I know most photographers will appreciate is the lens's macro focusing ability. This lens delivers tack-sharp images, and I mean tack-sharp images, with close focusing down to 1.15 feet, or half life size. That makes it an extremely versatile tool for photographing small details, no matter what your subject is. In closing, I know in today's world, photographers are looking to lighten their load, and weighing in at 1.1
Anybody in
pounds,
the
they'll
chat
appreciate
interested in the
compact size and weight of this
RF85
great performing,
f2?
cost-effective lens, satisfying the needs of amateur photographers all the way through to the working professional. Thanks for watching, and now to wrap this up, I'm going to toss it back to my coworker, Rita Dubé. Rita?
Thank you, Eric, so much. Now, everyone, we are so happy you were able to join us today. But are you still looking for more information? Why don't you join us tonight when the Canon Creator Lab and the Socality are hosting a live panel discussion featuring a group of photographers and Canon professional market specialist, Hanara Arroyo. You can submit your questions online and get them answered. Now, to register, visit the link in the description below. And for more information on all the new products that were announced today, please visit this URL. Now, we hope you are as excited as we are to get back in the field and start creating. Thank you.
What? No. What the hell? I mean, sorry. Are we serious? Did I miss this? Did I miss something? 'Cause that was a lot lower than I expected. Or they didn't really tell us much about any of this. I mean, they talked about the photography side of the R5. They really didn't go into the RAW. Wow. That's disappointing, Canon. Are y'all still there? Are y'all disappointed like I am that they didn't mention anything about price or release date or go into the record limits on the 12K or 12K, the 8K RAW? I mean, they didn't go into any of that. And as far as I know, this camera is right down the road. Wow. What are anybody in the chat here? Are y'all surprised like me? Is there something I'm missing? They said there was going to be a live discussion tonight, but I mean, this event was supposed to go into pretty much everything, I thought. And all they really talked about was a little bit of the photography behind the R5. They just really did not go into near as much as I was expecting. And according to Canon rumors, this thing's supposed to be coming out by the end of July. And I'm not, or at least the R5. I didn't see anything about pre-orders, price. Geez, 8K recording. I am disappointed a little bit. Now, I do have a lot of the rumors from Canon rumors, and they're supposed to be fairly reliable. So I know a little bit. About some information if you guys are looking for some more information on it. But damn, excuse the language. Are y'all there? So I still see, actually see 30 people watching now. The stream ended and we did not get much information. Now, Canon Rumors has put out a lot of information, and they've been extremely reliable, and they're a really good rumor site, so I do have a little bit more information than just what was offered, but I was just expecting to actually see a lot more. What did everybody think? It looks like there's quite a few guys in the chat. What were your impressions? Were you disappointed that we didn't get a little bit more information? What did y'all like from what we did see? The R6 seems pretty interesting. I personally think that I would want to go for the R5, considering I have the EOS R. The video specs are way, of course, way more impressive on the R6 than the EOS R, but if I'm going to step up and spend more money, I think I'm just going to go all the way for the R5 personally. What are y'all's take? Yeah, so Burrito Bros videos. Oh, I like that. Yeah, the stream actually ended kind of abruptly. You missed. They talked about the photo specs of the R5, which sounds great. It's kind of what we've known, but they went into a lot more about the autofocus on that particular thing, and then they talked about the R6 a little bit, kind of gave us a rundown, but nothing that hadn't been leaked. They really didn't go much into the video specs. They didn't let us know the pricing, even though I feel like I already know the pricing, and they didn't let us know anything about, the 8K RAW, the different video modes. It was kind of disappointing. I'm a little shocked that they spent 20 minutes talking about a printer. They did talk about a couple of different lenses that sound interesting as well. They have the telephoto lens, and then the 85 f2, which I'm pretty interested in. If y'all could drop a like, and that way we can get more people in the chat. We can discuss this thing a little bit more. We had quite a few in the chat. I think, like me, they were under the impression that this would be longer, and so they might have left to try to come back, but they didn't really miss anything. Thank you. So if you're new to this channel, I do travel, some vlogs with my wife, and we do all the kind of different camera stuff. Thank you. Yeah, sure, Burrito. Where are you from? Where are you from, Burrito? Burrito Bros. Now, I do have quite a bit more information. I've been keeping up with Canon rumors, so if you have any questions, I may know it. Canon rumors is fairly reliable, and they've been pretty spot on. So if you guys want, I could actually bring up Canon rumors and go over a few different things. Tennessee, man. Okay, we've had a couple people from Tennessee. That's where I'm from. I'm from Nashville, and yes, I gotta run. Okay. All right. Well, cool, man. I appreciate you stopping by. And if you are, I think you already gave a thumbs up. Okay. Shubham or Kumar. I think I can say that last name better. Forgive me for my mispronunciation. Yeah, the mid-budget mirrorless news is about the R6. It seems they actually did not give a full price, but we do have the leaked price from Canon rumors. I believe it's going to be, if memory serves me correct, it's going to be $24.99. The R6 seems pretty decked out. The specs are great as far as that goes. The only disappointment that I see, and it's not a big disappointment, but it is that it only has 20 megapixels, but it has 4K 60. It has 120 at the 1080p, so that's pretty great. It also has all the same basic autofocus from the R5. And yeah, any other questions? No problem. No problem, man. So, are you more interested in the R6 than the R5? Thank you for the like. I think that was you. So is anybody else? It looks like there's quite a few people here in the watching. I mean, are y'all kind of disappointed like I am? I felt like there was going to be a lot more information. It said a launch event. I mean, unless there's just, I mean, we were there till the end. We were there at the beginning. So I don't think we missed anything. But it's man, it's just pretty disappointing. I was expecting, you know, a lot more, and for them not to spend, you know, 10 or 15 minutes on a printer. Okay, for street photography, I mean, I think the R6 is going to be a good one. The 20 megapixels, it more than likely it'll be good low light with 20 megapixels. It is a full frame, so you should have a little bit higher dynamic range. One cool thing about it is they have the 8 stops of image stabilization if you're pairing it up with a image stabilized lens. So in order to be able to do that, you could crank it down the shutter speed quite significantly and still get a steady shot. Obviously, if somebody's walking by, you'll get them blurry, but if you're just taking a static shot, the shake of your hands should be really good with that R6. So that's something to think about. Man, kind of depends on where you want to be. The A6400, I hear that's a great camera. I personally, I've had Sony and Fujifilm and Canon. I am currently going with the Canon and the Fujifilm right now. This is actually the T20 here. This was my first interchangeable lens camera, and I absolutely love it. So where do you do your street photography at, Kumar? I am gonna go jump in really quick. Be firing away any kind of questions that y'all have. Thanks, man. I really appreciate it. This is actually my first time, which maybe you can tell, but it's my first time ever going live over YouTube. So yeah, it's been a little bit of an interesting experience. I just got this software last night and kind of played around with it. But yeah, I've never been in front of a live audience, and so I appreciate everybody being, cordial and friendly, and really making a little bit more easy experience, because at first I was extremely nervous, and talking to you guys, I feel like I've really calmed down quite a bit. I'm going to go, keep firing away questions, I'm going to go over to, okay, so you're currently using your Honor 8X phone. You've just started to shoot, that's why you're thinking to wait and see what new cameras come. Yeah, man, it looks like, if you're looking in the budget range for cameras, and you're just stepping up from a camera phone, I think the A6400 or the Fuji T30 are both excellent choices. Yeah, the R6, it doesn't seem like that's probably going to be for you because if memory serves me correct, I think that the T30 and 6400, they're right around the 1,000 to 1,200 range. So the R6 is going to be $2,500 for the body only, or at least that's according to Canon rumors. Now the EOS R, the original, which it's a full frame, I think they're going to be lowering the price down to $1,599, so that's something to consider. The Fuji X-T3, you can probably get a really good deal on the X-T3 at this point because the X-T4 is out. I love Fujifilm, I love Canon, Sony is excellent as well. I just personally, I like the ease of use of the Canon. Personally, that's just kind of my. I hate the no touch screen on the Sony. I had the Sony R4 for a while, and it was an excellent camera, and I kind of downgraded to go with the Canon EOS R, but I just knew from those lenses and for what I was currently doing, more like vlog type scenarios and travel videos, that it just made more sense to have a great touchscreen, have good menus, and I knew having these lenses. I don't know if you can tell. So I have the Canon 15 to 35, or the 15 to 35 f2.8, And so I knew with the lenses that were coming out for the Canons that they were going to be releasing some kind of big camera. And it's about as soon as I bought my EOS R, they announced the R5, which is, I'm excited about it. I'm going to hop over here to Canon Rumors and see what's up. Okay, so it looks like they have a little bit more info than I do. Now, I don't know why we didn't hear more about it. So this is from today. Sorry about that. My phone went off. I was checking audio for myself on the stream. Okay. Okay, so they have that the camera, the R5 body alone will be $38.99, which is actually what I predicted in a previous video. So feel good about getting things right. They have the R5 with the 24-105 at $4,900, or basically $5,000. They're really not giving you much of a discount because that's $1,100 lens. So that's kind of interesting. They have the R5 body, like I was saying, at $2,500. Man, yeah, they are not giving much information about the video. I expected more, to be honest. Like, I mean, I know we have a lot more information already than that's been leaked out. But I mean, I thought they'd be having a lot of people talk and a lot more information come out. But I do know quite a bit of information because I've been keeping up with this camera for a long time, and also been kind of keeping up with the new Sony camera, the A7S successor, or A7S2 successor, whatever that's going to be named. So if anybody has any questions about any of that, send them my way. If you don't mind dropping a like. If you're into travel and some camera stuff and vlogs, that's what we do at this channel. We do more travel if we could, but the world's current situation is kind of slowing that down. But if you're into that kind of stuff, subscribe. If you're not, glad you're here. Are you still here, Kumar? Did I answer any of your questions here? I see quite a few of you guys still watching. I am actually currently at CanonRumors.com, and I am kind of going over the information that they have. And I have a little bit more information about the specs, but I was just expecting a lot more. Okay, great, man. Yeah, it's all a preference thing. Like I said, if you're going to go full frame and you're kind of looking to be in that, I think it doesn't sound like from the other cameras you're describing, it doesn't sound like you want to go that much over like a $1,500 mark. And, if you're looking around $1,500, I think the original Canon EOS R would be a good bet for you. It has the 31 megapixels. It's a full frame. And it also puts you in the Canon system where you can be buying those lenses. And if you ever want to upgrade to the R5 or one of these new cameras, you can. So I think that's a good bet. Or if you go Fujifilm, man, Fujifilm's great. Sony's great too. But I personally, I like Canon and Fujifilm better myself. Especially for what you're doing. If you were doing like a lot of portrait photography, I would say that the autofocus on the Sony is probably the best, followed by Canon and Fujifilm. So yeah, I mean, it's all pretty good. It's really just what system you want to be in and what you're wanting to do. But thanks for sticking around, Kumar. Appreciate it. Is there any other questions that anybody has about this Canon camera? I'm gonna keep hanging out as long as people want to hang out. I was expecting this thing to last a lot longer and us to have more confirmed information, but Canon Rumors has everything basically we need to know. So I can go through here, and if anybody has any questions and I don't know the answer, I can find it for you. I am currently sitting at 69 subscribers. And even though, okay, the Canon, so yeah, where are you from, Kumar? They're supposed to be dropping the Canon EOS R down to $15.99, I believe, over the next, I think probably the next couple months. The R5 was supposed to be releasing at the end of July, and then the R6 would be somewhere towards the end of August. And I believe that the R5, or rather the EOS R original, will be getting dropped to $15.99. At least that is what is going around. I don't think it's been officially announced. Let me go back here if I can find that rumor that came out. I'm currently trying to see if I can find where they were saying that the R5 or the EOS R was dropping to $15.99. That is a question that Kumar was wondering, because he's looking to get in the mid-budget range of cameras. I'm not seeing that announcement, but I did hear that announcement that, or at least that was a rumor, that the R5 is going to be dropping its price, or the EOS R is going to be dropping its price when the other ones come around. Anybody else have any questions about what we just saw on the live stream? Was everybody kind of surprised like me that they didn't announce more about the features? I mean, if you're going to call something a launch event, I feel like you should go into detail personally. But I think they did say that we could find more information out on their website. But it just maybe let me Let me go over to canon.com and see if we can maybe garner a little bit more information. Okay. I'm not seeing any updated specs that they're talking about. They did say they were going to have like a discussion later today. So maybe that will be where they talk about more of the actual specs. Here's an article from eGadget. I don't know if I missed anything. It says it will shoot 8K 12-bit RAW video with its in-body image stabilization and autofocus, which we already kind of knew all this. But it didn't give us anything to do with record limits that I saw. Now these autofocus points are pretty great here. 1,053 autofocus areas is pretty incredible. 100% coverage, they're saying. Yeah, I mean, they're not really saying anything that yeah, I'm not seeing anything that really gave more information about the record limits. Like, how long are we going to be recording at that 8K RAW? What is the heating going to be like? You know, what's the battery? Anybody in the comments? I still see some people watching. We're just, if you're just starting, we are currently going over, you know, just a few of the different articles around stuff. There really wasn't near as much from this live stream as I was expecting, and I think a lot of us were expecting. I mean, we did learn more about the photography capabilities, which is great, but I was expecting to hear a little bit more, to be honest. What are some of y'all's thoughts? I see some people in the comments. Anybody have any more questions that they want to shoot out? Guys, I am currently sitting at 69 subscribers. And even though 69 is an excellent number, if one of you guys are into some travel and some vlogs and definitely all the camera related stuff, you know, consider subscribing. If not, glad that you're here. Maybe throw a like on this video. Either way is all good. Does anybody have any more questions? I still see a lot of you guys watching. If you are new, if you're just joining us, the R5 event happened. and it was a little bit anticlimactic. I'm messing the word up, but it honestly didn't reach the expectations that I had for it. We didn't learn much more than what we already know. That being said, Canon Rumors has pretty much released a lot of the stuff, but I mean, I wanted to hear it from the horse's mouth. I wanted to hear it from Canon. I feel like even though Canon Rumors is fairly reliable, if you don't hear it from Canon, they have plausible deniability. So that's a little disappointing. Does any of y'all have any more questions about this camera? Or did you see the stream? Was it interesting to you guys? I'm gonna take you all over to my channel. Ooh, live stream. What's going on? This is some Inception level stuff over here. Okay, cool guys. I appreciate it. Looks like I got a couple more subscribers. And I really appreciate that. Yeah, I'm a new YouTuber. I've been doing it for a few months, but I've been kind of preparing for this thing for a long time. Originally, I was wanting to do all about travel, but then with the current world situation, I'm only able to do some limited travel from what I've had in the past. But we do some fun vlogs, me and my wife, and of course we go over a lot of the camera news and camera related stuff, and we do some travel as well. But that's just being a little bit limited at the moment. So yeah, let me go over here. I was at anybody have any more questions about this stuff? I mean, I'm here for anybody that wants to learn any more about the camera. I have Canon Rumors opened up. I also have just quite a bit of knowledge from covering this camera over the last month or so. So if anybody is interested and needs a little bit more information, or they watch the stream, I want to get people's opinions on the stream. I see quite a few of you still logged in here, so I want to be able to honor y'all's time, and I'll sit here with you guys as long as y'all want me to be here. And I was expecting to be here a lot longer, but I'm not really I guess as far as that goes, we're not really going to be hearing much more about it today, which is a little disappointing. So this is my channel. As you can see, we talk about cameras, talking about the new Sony stuff coming up. We do a lot of different travel, and my wife here, we do just little fun vlogs around the house. But yeah, we try to keep it fun and constantly trying to up our game. So if you're into that kind of stuff, subscribe. If not, just thank you guys for being here. Maybe drop a like on this video. That's always appreciated. I'd like to get the chat going slightly. And so if anybody has any questions about what we saw, or anybody's new and needs to hear more about it, just drop in the comment section below and let me know. I still got quite a few people watching here, so if you're still here, drop in the comments and let me know you're here. Tell me where you're from. Tell me your life story. I see 17 of you in the chat or more. So yeah, if any of y'all want to jump in here, ask any questions, I am here willing to answer. If not, I'll probably leave it on for about 5 or so more minutes, and just to make sure nobody jumps in and needs a little bit more information. But if not, then I'll probably cut this thing off here pretty soon, and then I'm going to be making some individual videos about what we've learned, which was not honestly as much as I expected to learn. If you are new to this chat, we are just sitting here after the live stream event. I have Canon rumors pulled up, so if we want to learn any more information about it, it's right here for us. I still see people in the live stream. Do we have anybody that is wanting to talk or ask questions? Calling all peeps. Y'all like this music I have going on with this? I basically just made a loop of the video that Canon made. I screen grabbed it and then put some music behind it. Okay, well, I don't see anybody else asking any more questions. I still see quite a few of you guys watching. If you're new, we just went over the Canon announcement. We learned a little bit more about the R6. We learned more about the photo capabilities of the R5. We learned a little bit about some lenses that were coming out, particularly the 85 f2, which sounds pretty interesting to me. We learned about the telephoto lenses a little bit, but like I said, it wasn't as much information as I was expecting to hear about. But we do know some of the stuff from Canon rumors. So if you have any questions, fire away. Anything y'all want to learn about? I see more people joining and watching in. Anybody have any questions? Anybody have any reaction yourself? What did you think of the event? Were you blown away, or were you disappointed, or are you somewhere in the middle? Are you digging the R6 or the R5 more? I see a lot of you guys watching, but not as many of you guys commenting. Uncle Matt. My brother has just joined the live stream. What's going on? First time going live, Daniel. How's it going, man? This live stream has been about the new Canon EOS R5 camera that's coming out and the different announcement they had. Anybody else who is not my brother want to talk? Okay, well, I still see 16 of you guys are watching. The event just ended. This is, I guess, going to be kind of like a last call. If anybody has any more questions, I was talking to a few of you earlier, but I think y'all have gotten off. I see 16 people watching now. Do y'all have any questions about the stream or any reaction? And if you don't have anything, then I'll go ahead and end it for now, and I got quite a few more. But got a little bit more time here. My brother just said my nephew was watching Mickey, but is now watching Uncle Matt. Well, hello, nephew. Love you, Ritz. Any of y'all who can drop a like, maybe it pushes things up. Maybe we can get a couple more people in here. So yeah, we have people in the chat or watching, but we're not getting anybody commenting anymore. We were getting quite a few questions. But if anybody has any questions about the stream or reactions to the stream, give me a shout. I know quite a bit more about this camera than what they were announcing, because I've been keeping up with it. So if anybody needs any information, let me know. City lights are shining so bright. All these empty faces, we don't care about them tonight. We're going out of ourselves, can you feel it? Almost like I don't know if it's real, 'cause when we're doing our thing where the wheels won't stop turning. I know we're acting stupid, we're being dumb, maybe just a little bit foolish. Okay, well, I think that's gonna about do it for me. Unless anybody has any questions, I'm gonna drop out of here. I'm gonna have quite a few videos to make today about the information that was given. So yeah, I appreciate everybody who tuned in, who dropped in the comments and made this an interesting chat. This was the first time going live, hopefully the first of many. And we'll be having, some more discussions about these cameras that are coming out, the new Canon camera and then the new Sony camera coming out as well. But yeah, I appreciate everybody for tuning in. I appreciate those who gave a like, people who subscribed. I think that's awesome. I saw a couple extra subscribers, and I really appreciate it. If anybody else is subscribing, we do some travel, some vlogs, some different camera stuff. More leaning on the cameras and vlogs right now with the current world situation. But yeah, so this is me logging out, and I'm guessing there's not going to be any more questions going on. So appreciate everybody. Until next time, peace.